The of AI is still very active area of research. There are 5,000 papers published in top conferences every year. There's a lot of experiments that are happening, not mature by any stretch of imagination. But at the same time, now we do know to solve certain problems very well. Like, for example, if you are looking at problems like understanding images and detecting some events in images, we understand pretty well now. If we want to look at say, some audio data and just understand if certain things are happening in audio data, for example, or like my machine is creating some weird noise every 30 seconds or not. Those type of things can be solved pretty well by techniques now. So, like if your sort of problems and scenarios fall on in some of those categories, you are in luck. You should be able to use AI techniques as it is. If not, then you might need to sort of invest more, understand AI sort of solutions more, and might have to sort of develop some in-house expertise. Um, Miss Nidhi have a question that how a automobile person can work with IT sector, what competence needs to be built. So I think, and what is a training set? So I think the earlier question I probably have answered, which is that you need to at least look at some of the existing infrastructure that and commoditized tools that many of the existing companies have put out, like Microsoft, Google, Amazon. All these companies have pretty strong tool sets that you can start with. And then as you are sort of going on this journey, you might want to develop some in-house expertise and some sort of, reliance on these existing infrastructures and tools. A train set is the set of data that you use to learn your AI or machine learning model. That is, as I mentioned, that if I want to sort of understand images of animals, what I will need to do is I will need to give a bunch of images of animals and also label them, saying that, oh, this image has a tiger in it, this image has a cow in it, this image has a cat and a dog in it. So I have to take these some of these images, tag them or label them, and that forms my train set, and that I will feed it my machine learning or AI algorithm, and it will produce a module or a sort of artifact that can now take a new image and tell me that, oh, this image has a cat or not, right? uh, okay, so uh, Mr. Rajendra have a question, that is role of mechatronics vital for AI process transformation? Unfortunately, I'm not very sure of this term mechatronics, uh, but I hope that like the earlier thing that I mentioned about AI processes, how like AI can help you with various parts of your processes, either through computer vision or through various other sensors like mic, etc. will help. But again, like if you want to follow up on this question, I'm happy to sort of follow up by email. Mr. Rajan have one more question, that is how to handle time variant issues by AI. So as I mentioned that there are some AI modules which are developed precisely for time variant problems like these recurrent neural networks that can sort of maintain the state of your time series data. And similarly, you can sort of make your even your standard like feed forward network or a convolution neural network also time in time variant or time invariant, depending on how you want to pose it, by feeding time itself as an extra axis. That is, you can tell me that, oh, on Wednesdays during January, my particular machine gets a lot of downtime or it is failing a lot. So one might be able to then figure out some patterns around Wednesdays in January, that maybe on Wednesdays during January your machine is being used a lot, or maybe on Monday it is used a lot, and that leads to some failures on Wednesdays. So those type of things can be sort of characterized if you feed in that information in your AI module. Mr. Aryan have a question, that how should one start the study for ML, and are there any good courses and links? I can share some of them on the email. One recommendation I would have is to look at this Coursera course on machine learning by Andrew Ng. He's really renowned AI and machine learning researcher. and his course is one of the most basic course that introduces the fundamentals of AI and machine. All right. Mr. Sandeep have a question. How is it useful in sheet metal industry? Can I give some examples? Again, I am not very familiar with the sheet metal industry, so I might sort of give some wrong examples, but let me still sort of, give it a shot. So for example, when you are sort of, producing these sheets, the sheets might have some defects. Maybe they might have some unwanted curvature at some points, or they might have some holes somewhere. Some defects might be there. And using some sort of computer vision techniques, you might be able to figure that out. Or maybe the main machine that is being used to produce these sheets, that machine is not working properly because it has run for a lot and now it needs maintenance. So for that, you can instrument that machine with a variety of things. For example, you can sort of put maybe some sort of pressure sensors in various parts of the machine or where the machine is hitting your sheet, or you can put some sort of electrical sensor which tells you how much power the machine is drawing, or you can sort of put some sort of vibration sensor in various parts of the machine that sort of tells you how much machine arms are vibrating, and based on that you might be able to then predict whether machine is working properly or not, or it can lead to some sort of effects, and you can kind of use that to sort of improve quality of your product. You try to ensure that your product or your machine is working or more than that. You have a question. By this AI systems effectively mostly are preventive maintenance. How can we use it faster to increase efficiency of our operation? So one thing that I want to sort of emphasize is that it's not really preventive maintenance. Ideal sort of goal of a AI system would be to predictive maintenance. That is, rather than you saying that, oh, my machine is almost failing and I should not not produce wrong parts or whatever, and now I should call some person to quickly go and fix it. I would rather sort of say that, the way things are going, in 2 weeks my machine might fail, and that's why I have to figure out who are the expert technicians who can come and help me. Maybe if I need to source some parts to replace some parts, I should be able to order that based on variety of other like external factors. So all those predictions are also a part of AI, and those can be helped by machine learning or AI. Right? And then there are several other scenarios that I mentioned, right, which are not really predictive. For example, empowering the workforce. That is, you are looking at whether the workplace conditions are proper or not, or if there is some theft going on, or if there is some really unexpected event that has happened. The policy is on the floor, and you want to sort of warn your employees, or maybe the employee is doing certain tasks repeatedly, and you can sort of replace that task using AI. Maybe you can replace that task with some very simple AI powered robot or cobot that can help you sort of increase efficiency of your employees. Answer this question: how to process the continuous process industry. Studying the process and see what AI algorithms can do. As I mentioned, I hinted about some of these things already. You can connect all your options together and start collecting this data. You see certain efficiency issues, right? In your assembly line, one particular machine is collecting parts significantly. Maybe for supply chain, you are seeing that my like the transportation cost, transportation time from location 1 to 2 is like really long during this. If you know all those scenarios, the all the data using AI, you can learn those patterns and then sort of instrument solution to ensure that does not happen. For example, know that on days I should not send my my sort of I should transport my product from location A to location B because the significant gap. So you should try to transport it one day, Tuesday itself. There are a variety of that can be made. And like the key here would be you can connect your, you can have all this data, then AI can shift through them and understand these patterns. Now, what exact sort of algorithm can be used? That's hard to say, because if your data is just like bunch of logs, then you might want to do some sort of clustering to understand that these are the patterns that are happening. Or maybe if you see certain anomalies sometimes, that is, your process is working properly, but then on certain days or on during certain time period, if you are seeing that like the process is hitting a lot of inefficiency, then that might be a case for anomaly detection. Or you might want to sort of bring in supervised learning way for sort of detecting defects in your parts. So depending on the scenario that you have, you can use any of these different learning paradigms and different learning algorithms.
Thank you, Dr. Jain. Thank you for answering the various questions. I know.
I cannot hear you. Hello.
Hello. Sorry,
Hello.
my connection. Yeah, I got disconnected. So I was saying we will consolidate those, questions and send it across to you. Maybe if you could, spend some time and answer those, we'll, send it across to the relevant participants. So,
Yeah, I will down my email address. So if you send me some specific questions, I can try to
sure,
address.
sure,
Again, I
sure.
don't claim to be an expert in the manufacturing domain, so
Great.
I might not be able to answer any of them.
Great. So let me take this opportunity, to thank you on behalf of CII for, conducting this wonderful session. I hope, all the participants would have gained much more knowledge, and they will try to implement, various aspects of artificial intelligence in their respective area of work. So thank you so much, Dr. Jain, for sparing the time and, conducting this session. I would also like to thank all the participants as well, for patiently listening to the session and posting those queries to Dr. Jain. We will try to conduct these kind of sessions, and in future as well, and would request Mr. Jain or Dr. Jain to be part of it. So thank you, Dr. Jain, and we will conclude this session now. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dr. Jain.
Yeah.
हाँ वहीं पे कहता हूँ। ठीक है, अच्छा ही होगा। हाँ थोड़ा सा उतना तो इंटरेक्ट तो नहीं कर पाया, बट अच्छा 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 लगा कि ठीक ठाक है। हाँ मोहित, उनका तो रोज का आदत है। ठीक है, अच्छा रहा। नहीं काफी चीजें इससे बहुत नई चीजें बताई उसने, मतलब ना उसका बड़ा अच्छा मुद्दा बताया कि उसकी एक्यूरेसी को ठीक है। यस बॉस। हाँ 5 बजे है, मैं आपको प्रोग्राम मैंने उसका स्पीकर तो वैसे उतने आए नहीं मेरे पास। हाँ हाँ एजेंडा वो बेसिकली देखो एक्चुअली आत्मनिर्भर भारत पे अगर वो कहता है कि उसको चेंज करो वो नहीं कर सकते, है ना। अगर वो उसका उसका पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है, वो कह देंगे कि हम मिनिस्टर को हमने भेज दिया तो वो हम चेंज नहीं कर सकते। हाँ सेशन 3 में अगर वो थोड़ा सा मॉडिफिकेशन बता देगा तो वो कर देंगे। मैं तो इसलिए भी ले रहा हूँ, मैंने कहा थोड़ा सा सारे इकट्ठा हो जाएंगे, थोड़ा सा फिर स्पॉन्सरशिप का भी हम। फोन कॉल में तो आप हो, मैं हूँ और ये वो चड्डा है और प्लस ये नॉलेज पार्टनर एक्शन पार्टनर। हम्म हम्म। हाँ 4 लोग, ठीक है।